Hey guys, what's going on? It's Rekt Capital and welcome back to the Rekt Capital channel and welcome to the Bitcoin bear market, which has been going on for quite some time now. And if we just look to history in the previous cycle, comparing this across time, these bear markets tend to last a very specific amount, and I'm showing you this on this current chart. But if we just go to the next one, from bull market peak to bear market bottom, we tend to see a period of approximately 365 days around that year point mark, around 365 days. So we're very close to that time period because we peaked in November 2021 and it's already mid-November 2022. So we are definitely very close to securing that bottoming out phase, that absolute bottom in fact. But if we just go to this mid-June chart where I spoke about the three macro triangles which we see across time. This is a recurring historical tendency in Bitcoin's price action, and descending triangles form lower highs and a base forming there. Ultimately, that base gives way and breaks down, and we see a lot of downtrend acceleration during this period. Downtrend acceleration and downtrend acceleration as well. So in mid-June, I essentially mentioned that we'd see downtrend acceleration like we've seen in the past every time we've broken down from one of these descending triangles. And by the same token, breaking the lower high from this triangle is what will enable a new macro uptrend. So we're still very much far away from that breakout point, and we can actually see this relative to the lower high diagonal resistance. We're still quite away from that period because we still haven't found that absolute bottom. But the point is, I spoke about downtrend acceleration and we got that. Now, after downtrend acceleration is where we see a bottom form, and this capitulation event then brings a consolidation range. Capitulation and then a consolidation range, and then capitulation wherever that might be in this phase before consolidation. And many thought that this was going to be a consolidation phase for Bitcoin. But why I argued against that because if we think about what I mentioned earlier on in this video, that takes around a year for bull market peak to bear market bottom to occur, then if we were to just look at these June lows, well, this is a year period, really. If we were to just do this and say that Bitcoin was going to bottom in 250 days or so, as opposed to 365 to 396 days, that would be the quickest bear market ever. And this was around the 65-70% bear market retracement mark, and we actually see an average of 84.5% retracement in bear markets. So we're still down 78% in this bear market, still one of the more shallower retracements if you count this COVID 2020 crash of 73%. Many people won't think of this as a bear market. And so if we get rid of this anomaly, this black swan event, and not classify it as a bear market, then in that case, this would be the shallowest bear market of all time, minus 78%, if we were to bottom right now, let alone if we were to bottom in June. So we're still going to see some downside. The macro downtrend isn't over yet, and we still haven't seen capitulation. What we've seen, however, is a breakdown from a monthly range, which was multi-month consolidation, and now this range has broken down. And until Bitcoin is able to reclaim 19,500, then we're not going to see any bullish momentum. So this bullish momentum would emerge after breaking 19,500, reclaiming it as a support, and then breaking beyond the range high of this macro consolidation range, turning it into a support, and then flying towards the upside, towards the 30k region. So loads of technical steps need to be achieved here for that bullish momentum to take place. But until then, until any of these things happen, relief is definitely not out of the question. It could be on the cards, relief into the bottom of this range, just to turn it into a resistance. But we also have to mention here that the June low support level here is now acting as a resistance on the weekly time frame. So Bitcoin isn't able to actually break its first immediate resistance, let alone try to turn this previous range low support into a new resistance. So relief rally to as high as this range low here could see a rejection take place there just to confirm this range breakout, or at least break down, and that would confirm further trend continuation towards the downside. That's probably the best sort of outcome in the short term, that sort of relief rally into the 20k plus region, because of course Bitcoin is struggling right now with the June lows here at 17,400, so Bitcoin might not even be able to press beyond that region, let alone try to reach the 20k region. So until we see some sort of relief just to reject at a lower level, whether that's 17,700, 17,400, or at a higher level, 20k, it still looks like Bitcoin is in that downtrend, and it's only just distributed from this range. So further trend continuation towards the downside is possible. This macro downtrend hasn't yet shown any signs of bottoming. Minus 78% as opposed to the 84.5% bear market average historical correction. Still a way away. 35% downside would be needed to meet that average historical correction of 84.5%. So that would see price rally, or at least drop to the 10k region, if we were to see history repeat itself with a average historical correction of 84.5%. So in any case, downtrend acceleration is still very much underway, especially now that we're distributing from this brief consolidation period, and the next consolidation period that we'll see will probably be the bear market bottom. And this consolidation period would see price meander until that lower high is tested, meander here until that lower high is tested, and meander all the way here, maybe even to late Q1 of next year, before we break that macro uptrend, or at least that macro downtrend, that macro lower high resistance. But by the time we break beyond this resistance, we will have confirmed a new macro uptrend. But a confirmation of the absolute bear market bottom is still ahead. So that's going to come soon, or in the next handful of months. So we only have a handful of months left until the absolute bottom is in, and then consolidation until this confirmation of the new macro uptrend occurs with a breakout beyond the macro downtrend. In any case, that's about it for today's video. Subscribe to the channel and let's tune in to today's sponsor, Morpheus Labs. We're going to be talking about them in a bit more detail, what they've been up to over the past few months. We're going to be looking at all these recent updates and developments and look into the project in a bit more detail. Stay tuned for that, and thank you so much for watching this segment of the video. Let's dive into the segment about Morpheus Labs. Hey guys, thank you so much for tuning in to this part of the segment where we're going to be talking about one of our long-standing partners here on the channel, Morpheus Labs. We're going to be talking about them in a bit more detail, as well as some of the developments that have been occurring over the past several months, as well as the recent developments, specifically the most recent ones being that Morpheus Labs is entering into the Metaverse, forming some key partnerships towards establishing a presence in the Metaverse. So without further ado, let's dive right into the video, into this segment, and let's introduce Morpheus Labs and what Morpheus Labs is all about. Morpheus Labs is an end-to-end blockchain platform as a service and simplifies blockchain application development by offering tools and infrastructure and various blockchain protocols to enable the building and managing of applications with minimum cost and time. So Morpheus Labs offers a blockchain as a service to enterprises, and one of the key most important things to broadening the outreach of Morpheus Labs and the services it can offer to enterprises and relevant stakeholders and businesses Well, collaborations such as this one with Huawei Cloud is really important to not only increasing the utility and customer base, as well as increasing brand awareness and broadening outreach for both parties, both Huawei and Morpheus Labs, but it's all about increasing the stronger marketing activities and the joint go-to market business, which is targeted at certain relevant industries. So it's all about reaching enterprises and businesses that can find a value in this blockchain solution as a service, and establishing a collaboration with a giant such as Huawei is a very important step in bringing Morpheus Labs to a broadening adoption, a more global and wider adoption, as well as bringing it closer to important relevant sectors. So this is quite a major partnership for Morpheus Labs, but Morpheus Labs has also focused on a very strategic partnership with Zero Chain, and this collaboration is across all partnerships mentioned at the moment. So Huawei, Zero Chain, and Morpheus Labs are coming all together to just promote the adoption and growth of decentralized storage networks. And the reason this is worth mentioning is that enterprises which will need blockchain as a service that Morpheus Labs offers, these enterprises and relevant businesses and stakeholders need decentralized storage networks. And what better way than to rather get boggled down in the nuances of establishing your own storage node? Why not just form a partnership with a pivotal player in the space which offers decentralized storage networks and enables that infrastructure and has that framework to offer right from the get-go? This collaboration focuses on just ticking off that storage potential problem that enterprises need solving. And this collaboration with Zero Chain really speaks to that need that enterprises and businesses have when it comes to running their day-to-day operations. Storage is a major factor in their businesses. But aside from these strategic partnerships, whether that's building that brand awareness or building upon a framework that offers decentralized storage networks for enterprises, Morpheus Labs is now live on Polygon, and this doesn't only mean from the get-go faster transaction speeds and lower gas fees. It also means that users can now build scalable and more efficient decentralized applications on Polygon, and that's a very important thing, another building block to increasing wider, more global adoption, just showcasing some of the more important things that these sort of partnerships can enable. Faster transaction speeds, lower gas fees, and more scalability, because for wider adoption you need scalability, and this is a great partnership that is pushing Morpheus Labs in the right direction when it comes to being more scalable. And after being on the Polygon network successfully, Morpheus Labs has been already listed on QuickSwap, the decentralized exchange, and at the same time it's worth mentioning that the MITX token for Morpheus Labs is available on KuCoin as well, which is one of the top exchanges in the space. And just touching upon what we mentioned earlier on in the video, Morpheus Labs is entering the Metaverse, so it's already building partnerships with Vista's Media Capital, or signing a memorandum of understanding with Tiny Island Productions. And the thing about Morpheus Labs collaborating with Vista's Media Capital here is that VMC is looking to venture into blockchain technology and has chosen Morpheus Labs for its flagship product to implement their next generation Metaverse application called Vistaverse, and this is going to be India's first all-access metaverse encompassing virtual land sales, NFT marketplaces, P2E gaming, and experiential centers. So Morpheus Labs is moving into the metaverse and is already forming key collaborations and partnerships so as to have a pivotal presence in the movement towards establishing a metaverse. In any case, that's about it for today's segment on Morpheus Labs. I hope you enjoyed this one. Feel free to check out the links in the description down below for more info about MITX, the token, which is on QuickSwap and KuCoin, as well as Morpheus Labs and the fundamental catalysts and fundamental information that Morpheus Labs is putting out on Twitter, its website, and so on. Thank you so much for watching today. I'm Rekt Capital, and I'll speak to you in the next one. Speak to you soon.